Hey, what's up? This is Brian Funk, and you're about to watch a Music Production Club live class on Ableton Live's Expression Control. The format is Learn, Ask, Do. Learn with me, an Ableton Certified Trainer. Ask me questions along the way. Do something with what you've learned. You'll get some time on your own to experiment with the techniques and the methods we've talked about. Then we'll rejoin as a group, and you can share what you did or ask some follow-up questions. It's a great way to learn and then actually apply what you've learned, and we will reflect on the process together. You can be part of future live meetings by joining the Music Production Club at brianfunk.com/mpc. So let's get to it. Ableton Live's Expression Control. I hope you learned something, and I hope you make something cool with it. Enjoy.
So expression control you can find under your modulators. I got it right there. And I'll put it on our MIDI track here. And if you remember what we talked about with some of the other modulators, you're using this to do pretty much the same thing. You're taking some MIDI parameter here, and it's going to affect some other parameter. And the nice thing about expression control is it can be so many different things. So maybe I might start with a drum rack here. We'll put it on here, and maybe we'll put a drum synth. How's that sound? Those are fun. That might be a fun topic one day too, the drum synth devices. So got that. Can you guys hear that okay?
Yep.
Okay, so we got a kick. Maybe we'll make a snare. And let's also put a hi-hat over here. And I think I might start with the hi-hat here. So we've got a hi-hat control. These devices are really fun. Definitely worth playing with. These DS, this stands for drum synth that comes with Live. We got, say, like this decay parameter. That makes you sort of have a closed hi-hat to an open hi-hat. And maybe I want to have control over that on a single pad. So I have push in front of me right now, the push 3, and it has these MPE parameters, and one of them is slide. And slide is basically the top to bottom of the pad. Where are you playing on the pad? And depending on where you hit the pad, you can have different things happen, and we can use slide to modulate that. So if I map this to the decay here, I'm modulating that right now. This is the modulate button. That means wherever this control happens to be, it will change that value. And I have it set right here, the output range. It's unipolar, which means that it's only going to go up by 50%. So uni means 1, so the polarity, it's only going to go above 50%. So if you see this little blue line here, the blue dot indicates that it's being modulated. That shows kind of where it's being modulated to with that blue line. Now you can see over here where I'm pressing on the pad. As I go towards the bottom, it's way down here. And as I go up, it's up here. So on one pad now, I've kind of got this reactive hi-hat. I'm just playing with my 2 fingers here, playing a little bit on the bottom, and every once in a while I'll play a little bit higher. And I've got some kind of fun action going on that hi-hat just with this one pad here. You could change the output range if you like. You can do bipolar, which means it's going to go up and down. So if I have it here now. So again, like you see, like these guys have these blue lines here to kind of show you the knob is turned up to, in this pitch knob's case, 40%. But right now, we have this in the middle, but since we're on the bipolar mode, it's going to show where I pressed on the pad. So if I'm towards the bottom half, it's going to go anywhere from, I guess if I hit it right in the middle, it stays about the same. And anything lower, it brings it down. And anything higher, it brings it up. So now this is much more sensitive too. I get much more range. I get basically 50% higher and 50% lower compared to when we did unipolar, where I can only get higher. Then this is about 10%. And that might just depend on what you're going for, whether you want it to be uni or bi.
So is this a MIDI device?
Yeah, it's a MIDI device. You can find it under MIDI effects, and it's a Max for Live device too. So
Gosh.
it's also in the modulators, and I guess it's
Is
probably in
this
your.
suite only, or does it come with standard?
This one, expression control might be everything. Let me go.
And what did you do to get the 50% higher, 50% lower? You pressed.
So we got this control here, right? I
Oh,
can go
okay.
back if you like to. I'll take this off right now. So when you first open this, it's not connected to anything at this point. We have to click the map button. And now that this is flashing, anything I click on can be mapped to this slide parameter. So I pick the decay here, but that could also just be the volume fader on another track even. So I've got this volume fader here, and you can see this little blue dot moving. That means it's controlling this fader here. So it's a totally unrelated parameter to what I'm doing
Is it possible for you to magnify that area on your screen,
over here. You bet.
or like the device so it's all big?
Yeah, we can do this if you like. Does that help a bit? I don't know if this
And the very
works.
bottom's cut off for some reason for me. I don't know if that's.
Are you guys able to see it all? Yeah?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, yes.
Hmm.
I think it's just the status bar thing, like covering it temporarily.
Down there. This
No
silly
worries.
thing gets in the way too. Zoom has a little pencil that I always wind up clicking on and it gets in the way. Yeah, but does that make sense? To go back to just how we map this. That's a crucial step. We definitely want to get that right.
And you can map that to basically anything.
Pretty much anything you can click on, anything that it can be the send control, or even here, I'll do it on this one so we'll actually hear it. If I have it on the send, which is going to an echo, let's make this like really obvious, and so we'll go back here. It's pretty quiet still, but I'll turn this up. So when I play higher, I can even change this range. I can keep it down here now. So I can play down very low on my pad. So I'm at the bottom part with the slide, but then as I go higher, I'm introducing delay.
I'm not hearing any of the instrument on my end.
None of this?
I hear.
Yeah, I heard that,
You heard
but I
that?
didn't. I wasn't hearing it before that.
You're not hearing the hi-hat?
I am hearing that now. Yes. Yeah, I'm
So
hearing that.
how do you get higher and lower on on that bar?
Are you talking about this right
The
here?
the horizontal slide.
The output range?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is
Wait,
just a slider you can move up and down.
okay, so I'll give it a try. I'll see what I can do.
And
You
then
need to have a
those tabs.
controller that has MPE with slide on it for this particular one. There's a lot of other things we can do as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, each tab is a different function. So whether it reacts to the input volume, like a normal envelope follower, or whether it reacts to the pressure or the slide or random, which I think I used the random tab and I had it just going back, flipping back and forth between two values for the thing that I uploaded in the chat.
Oh, cool. We'll have to take a look at that. If you like, I'll go to the velocity tab. And these can all be changed too, by the way. There's a bunch of different parameters we can use, but they do have some preset ones just to get you started. But if we go to velocity, because I think probably most controllers will have that, we can map this, say, to the decay. So we'll do that so that when I play this hi-hat really soft, and I'm going to bring this all the way down here and turn this up. I play that hi-hat real soft, and it's very close. You can probably barely hear because it's such a short sound. But as I play it harder, I get a longer hi-hat sound. So these are real soft. I could demonstrate that too if we just draw this out with some MIDI. Maybe we'll give ourselves 4 MIDI notes, and I'll give you a really soft one, a loud one, maybe like a medium velocity here, and something about there. So when we play this, bring this up a little bit. All right, so you're hearing the difference in the, and we can see it too happening over here, the difference in the decay based on velocity now. So far, so good? Oh,
That's a cool way to make drums more realistic. Like whatever parameters, sometimes they could be more bright or more decay when you hit them harder or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that if you think about a hi-hat or a cymbal, they're kind of brighter the harder you hit them, too. A lot of drums are more things.
Snare, definitely more crack when you hit it hard.
Right. So using some of these might help you sound a bit more realistic. Part of what I'm going for, just to demonstrate, I want you to just hear it, too. Because I would say it would probably make more sense to be, we got Corey coming back in, probably make more sense to, if you have like a bunch of hi-hats, if they're all totally all over the place, open, closed, high, it's going to be a little wild for you. Like this, we can demonstrate for you. So that's a lot. We're doing quite a bit here, but maybe what I'll do is just bring this down a little so we're not affecting it quite as much. So only 40%.
You could try inverting it too so that the louder ones are shorter, the quieter ones are longer.
Let me just bring it down. That'll bring it down. We've got now it's kind of like more human playing when you start adding like other drums in there too. As you go heavier, like a lot more happens there. Probably in practice with a lot of this stuff, subtleties are usually the best with your, modulating hi-hats or something like that. If we want, we could kind of do this something similar with the snare. Maybe I'll go to a different one of these. Random is really cool. If you want to give your sound some sort of randomness, something where you sort of never know what's going to happen, this is great. So there's one here for random, and maybe we'll just map it. I think probably tune will be something we can hear and see. I'll turn this all the way up. We'll make it bipolar. We'll make it 100%. I'll put it right in the middle. And every time that snare note gets triggered, we're getting a different tuning on our snare drum.
I think you're still on the slide tab.
I am on the slide tab. That's why we're getting all that echo. Depending on where you have that. So we're going above. Let's make it bipolar. Would I want my snare drum to sound that different every time? Probably not in most cases, but I might like it. Maybe something like that. That's probably even still a lot. But something like that, it's kind of just barely noticeable. So it just sort of keeps your beat alive. And in a way, if you think about it, since that's always changing, this little 1-bar loop that we made is kind of much longer than that. It's lasting much longer, much more variety to it. How are we doing so far with all this? Good? Good? Any questions? Anything you want me to? Yeah.
I was gonna say we should make a song out of what we have right here.
Make a song out of it.
Well,
Yeah.
that'll work with using my device. If you want to try that out.
Yeah, let's check it out. So I'm gonna download this.
So find a melodic instrument that's like a plucked guitar type thing,
Mm-hmm.
and where each note is distinct. No like weird multi notes when you play a note, and then all you have to do is play one note.
Okay, so what can we do for that? Something kind of plucky. How about we'll go into drift? Got all these little drift things here.
So the alternate strum macro, that will increase how much it like bounces back and forth, the pendulums back and forth, and you'll see on the strum down up macro.
Oh, okay. Let me just get a sense of what this sounds like before.
It might be too pad-like. I don't
Too
know.
pad-like?
Something that's just like a guitar or banjo or ukulele or something would be good.
Would it help if I just pull out some of this delay and or no?
That'd probably work. That should work.
A little bit.
And it's not monophonic, is it?
This is no. This got 32 voices.
Should work.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just play one note, you said?
Yeah, just play one note. You could choose what chord type you want it to be.
Okay, so we'll just do that there.
If you're using the push, I was messing with holding down repeat.
Oh, the repeat
so
mode?
that it's, yeah, you hold the repeat button and then like changing it to 16th or 8th or whatever.
Okay.
Just so that it's like constantly triggering it, but it doesn't matter that much.
So I'm playing just a C on push.
And then turn the device.
It is repeating that note.
So you could, if you turn alternate strum all the way down, it'll just play all the notes instantly because it's in the middle. And then you can go up or down with the strum down up knob to make it like a downstroke or an upstroke, which is the opposite way in pitch because it's like for a guitarist. Well, that'll do it automatically with every note you trigger. But if you turn that one to 0 and then you do the green one, green knob, yeah, then you can just individually choose the strum. But then I thought it'd be cool to have it alternate up and down automatically. Mm-hmm. And so I used the expression control device to do that if you want to unfold it and show how that works.
Okay. I'm wondering how this song will sound if you modulate the green track right there. Just get those bottom strums.
Modulating this one.
What's fun is you find a value for the green and the red knobs, and then that sounds cool. It makes a cool strumming pattern based on how you do it.
All right. So once we turn this knob, you see this gets activated, and then we are using velocity. Is that which one is?
It's increment, I guess, is what it is.
Okay. So the increment one just moves through this at different steps. So you've just got 2 steps here.
Exactly. And I messed around with the curve, and it sounds cool with the curves. You can get more interesting textures with different values.
And you have something controlling that. This is okay. That's on the that control there. Gotcha.
Yeah, so if you only want a little bit of strum, just turn it up a little bit, and it'll only go up and down a little bit based on where you can use both knobs. They combine together.
That's fun.
And then while you have that doing that, you could also move the original knob too, and it'll base it on the center location.
And if I play different notes, we're creating
And the
chords
speed
with
can
them.
change it too. Like try doing a quarter note or a 16th note can sometimes.
So now I switch to quarter notes.
Yeah, or you can just play by hand.
Mm-hmm. And that would be. So playing just two different notes there. So we would have to pull this out, right? So that is just playing there. And every time we're getting a different value on this thanks to the increment control. And this, I guess, determines the type of chords we get.
Yeah, so that one will give you either a 2, a 3, or a 4, depending on whether you want a sus chord or a minor or a major. And then the other chooser will give you a minor 7th, major 7th, or the octave if you don't want a 7th. Mm-hmm. And that pretty much covers most of the basic guitar chords, just that.
We've got a whole kind of dancing chord machine right here.
Yeah, and then if you wanted to, you could feed that MIDI into something else and just get all the MIDI notes as they're outputting like that.
Mm-hmm. So we'd create, in order to do that, if you ever wanted to do that, set up a MIDI track just to listen to this drunk pluck here. And we can just record. It's hearing all that stuff you're doing now. I can play with this, I guess, in real time. A nice little resolve. And then with that, I can now play around with this and edit it if I need to, fix things up, adjust.
Cool. Thanks for indulging me, showing off my device.
Right. So here you've used it just to create all this strumming stuff going on. It's really cool.
That's awesome, Animus. Thank you.
That is a good example of like just how far you can take it. Let's see.
Yeah, and I'm like barely using expression control for this one extremely specific thing. So it's like knowing what you want to do and not getting overwhelmed by all the other shit that you don't need to do is kind of important.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it really nice for if I've got, it could be any one of these instruments, I guess. Let's see what this one is. Floating platform. So if I want to bring in our expression control here, even maybe I want to have an audio effect kick in, like well, let's do the old auto pan tremolo. We'll pick like something fun here. Gate spiky sounds cool. So
that is cool.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Real simple thing I might just do is use velocity here and set this to the amounts. And maybe now instead of the modulate, because modulate is going to just change the value based on where the knob is, we can go to remote. And you can see now I can't control this knob anymore. Now, depending on my velocity, it's going to move this knob. So if I play real soft, I get none of that auto pan gate spiky thing going on. But as I play harder, there it is. Now we've got that kind of exciting thing going on here. I find it kind of difficult to smash a chord on push at full velocity. So you can also play around with how you work this. We could have it do something like the curve, like kind of like you had before. We were modulating the curve, but maybe I'll have something like this go on so that when I play soft, I get very little, but when I play just a little bit harder, I get that effect happening sooner. And for what I'm doing, I'd probably dial it back even. Maybe a fun thing to do with, like, say, the random could be to map it to the shape. And again, I'll set this to just remote, and it'll be 100%. So every time I play something, we get a different kind of tremolo. Increment. Can we map increment maybe to the
what instrument is that?
This right here?
Yeah.
That's drift.
Drift. Okay. Is it
drift? Right. That you'll find that in your instruments.
Okay, that's drift. And what's the preset for that? VF floating platforms?
Yeah, that's one I made. There's I think you can get all these inside the MPC. If you go into like where the stuff is on Gumroad, I can just drag it and drop it right into the message too, so you can just pull it right out of the message if you like.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's in there now.
Okay,
Nice.
all right.
Let's see, increment. I'll map it to maybe the rate. Just have that kind of little by little. What increment does is just go through the range of this knob in a certain number of steps. I'll make this remote again. So there's 10 steps to go through here. Every time I press it, it just moves it faster and faster. So maybe like an 8 bars of tremolo is kind of ridiculous. So maybe I might change the output range a little bit so that it starts at a higher value. When this knob resets, it doesn't go all the way down to 8 bars. I mean, 8 bars, that's a long time for a tremolo. I don't know how much sense that makes. Though there's probably a reason you might want to do it.
Slow gradual changes, maybe.
But this is kind of fun how this, with every note, tremolo changes.
That's cool.
Just kind of gives this sound some life.
So what is that? So you used expression control with a pretty good instrument and trem gate spiky. What?
That's under auto pan tremolo.
Auto pan tremolo. And how are you getting it to modulate you just connected it from something?
Yeah, I've got what do we do? Velocity.
You have to click where it says target, and then you click on what you want it to be controlling.
Yeah, so like right here, right? I'm using the velocity to modulate how much of a tremolo effect we have. So
see,
the way you do that, when you first open this, it'll say map. Once you click
oh,
on
okay,
that,
it just says.
now it's sort of active. So wherever I click, it's going to map to something. And right now I'm going to click to amount, and then it grays out that knob because I'm on the remote, and we've got a mount here. And now
I think you can you right click on that amount now and like have it show you where the thing is?
Yep. modulation source.
Yeah, that's cool.
One clip envelope. No, that's not what it's talking about. That would be in the clip, right? Show
Oh,
controlling device. There we go.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know about that. That's cool. So when I right click on this, show controlling device, it then highlights the expression control.
In case you have like some super complex set with a billion tracks and you don't want to try to go find it.
You still got to find it a little bit because it could be under one of these different tabs.
Oh yeah. But at least you'll get to
So
the device.
Yeah.
where is expression control? Is that under
You can find that under modulators or even MIDI effects.
modulators? I might not have that one.
Are you on live 12?
Yeah, I'm on Live 12 Suite, so I should have it. Let me see.
You can just
Modulator. Oh
do
yeah, I found it.
you can always
I
just
found it.
hit Control F to search for stuff real quick, no matter what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yep, right here. Control Command F. And Sam, welcome.
So you mapped it from expression control to
Hello.
what on tremolo? So that's tremolo gate spiky. You mapped it to what?
To the amount.
To the amount. Okay. Thank you very much. That's
Oh, you're
helpful.
welcome. Yeah. And I'm using a couple things. So I've also got this random, which is just spits out a random number basically. And that's controlling our, would I put that on, shape? So every time I press a note, the shape of this changes because this control is being modulated. And there's also another one. I've got the
Wait, repeat that last part.
Sure. The randoms tab here is controlling the shape of this device.
Random tab.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Random is that has nothing to do with any real incoming MIDI data. It's just once some MIDI hits the expression control, once you play a note, it spits out a random value. And that way, every time you play a note on your keyboard or you send a clip with a note, it'll just change something randomly. So if you just want a little chaos to what you're working on, that's a good way to do it. I actually have a preset I made, and it's just all random. It's just in case I want something to just randomly
Nice.
play around with stuff. Because you can change these sources to whatever you want. And suppose you have like a mod wheel on your keyboard and you want it to do something. I could have, again, like we could go back to this here. Maybe I'll take, I'm not using slide right now. Maybe I'll turn it into the mod wheel. And I'll map it to the send to this echo device. So I got the echo on the return channel here. So now when I get my mod wheel going here, I'm using the mod wheel on push. It's like a strip here. But you can see the value of what I'm doing as I slide my finger up. It shows that I've moved that. We'll make this, no, we probably want unipolar for this, and we'll go up to 100%. And you can see I'm controlling the send B here. So I can play something if I want to bring in some echo. Now that's going on right there. I can bring it down. Bring it back down.
The proper delay throw right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty impressive. So wait, I'm really sorry. I'm missing it one more time. How are you straying the amount from the trem gate to the thing one more time?
The expression
So,
control.
yeah, I'm sorry to.
That's okay. It's a
Is that
key
on
point.
velocity? Is it on velocity, or are you doing this for all of these?
Yeah, I'm using different MIDI information to control different things. So in this case, velocity, I've mapped
Oh,
to the amounts here on this. So depending on
okay.
how hard I press a key, I will get a different amount of this effect. It's like this is like the
And
dry wet kind of.
you have to be using a keyboard that detects velocity to have that work.
Right. Or if you have a MIDI clip and you have different velocities. So you'll hear as I bring this down.
Whoa.
Right, like now we don't hear any of that effect. I can also pop this open here so we can see both things. Down here we hear nothing, but as I bring it up, that amount control is going up. So you can program this all in too. Same thing with, like, say, the mod wheel. We could go into our envelopes and you could do, we can have our MIDI control, and we could go find our mod wheel in here. What number is there's one. And maybe we'll just have it, I'll make it like have a little, kind of a delay moment right here. And so we'll draw on another note too so that we can actually hear it. And let's pull this down so we can see our delay there. I'll fold this so we can just see our notes. And when I play this, we'll also do this too, right? We'll turn this real high on velocity so we get a lot of tremolo, and this real low so we get almost no tremolo. Only this note gets thrown to the delay. There we go. That one note gets delayed and none of the other stuff.
That was
So
cool.
you don't necessarily need a controller if you're programming everything in through the clips. You can draw in envelopes and all of that to get that sort of stuff. Even the
sorry. Since I don't have 12, this is the first time I've seen expression control.
It's in 11 as well.
It is? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It looks a little bit different though.
Well, quick question. Where you have velocity, pressure, modulation, random, and increment, I guess, can that one device, can you map different sources to each of those, or would you have to stack the device for each of those variables? Do you follow what I'm asking? You have a source.
Four per device. So each one you could choose what you want it to be. And if you wanted more, you could do more copies of it. Or you could even open it up in Max for Live and edit it and have, like, just find the code that is those tabs and copy paste them and change the GUI if you really wanted to.
Okay, but so basically you're saying that the way it comes, you can actually have four sources going to four of those columns on the left of those variables.
You got at least 3 going on right now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That was my that was what.
Yeah. Each one of these tabs is like its own separate.
Okay.
It's almost like 5 devices in one.
Right.
You kind of think of it that way.
Yeah. That's what the answer. Well,
no,
that
5,
answers
sorry,
my
4.
question. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a stacked device, right?
Right,
right. All kinds of stuff going on.
Which, if you want it, if you wanted it more CPU efficient, you could make a version that's stripped down and just has one.
All right.
Yeah, if
that'd
you wanted
probably
to get
pretty easy Max for Live edit.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like I know how to do that.
Yeah, well, just give us a brief overview of that.
Yeah, I would be guessing and pulling things apart. But I would imagine it's probably, in the world of Max for Live editing, probably not
straightforward.
You could do it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe probably not a thing to try to learn right in front of you guys. And you know what I mean?
No, thanks.
No.
So I'm wondering, is there any other questions you guys have about it? Anything else you want me to get into with it? Or
you should show the rise and fall parameters
rise
a little
and fall
bit.
is good. Yeah, sure. Let's see what would make sense on that. Maybe the rate might sound kind of cool, rising and falling.
With the increment, it's cool because it doesn't instantly snap. It will go to it, which I have a little bit of that on that chord device.
Yeah. Okay. So the increment, again, just to remind you guys, is sending out, it's modulating us from 34% to 100%, but it's going to take 10 steps to get there at this point. We can make it fewer. We can have it be up to 32. But this sort of allows you to just sort of cycle through a parameter, one MIDI note at a time.
Yeah, for this mapping, it might not be the best example. But
What might be? Yeah, because it's our rate is synced, but maybe if we do like a time rate or
even you could do your delay throw, so it's delayed. The delay throw is delayed or something, or it takes a while to fade back out after it is triggered.
let me try this. Let's see this quick since I already have it. So right, rise is how long does it take to get there? So let's also, just for sake of clarity, I'm gonna remove some of these other mappings too. The shape, just so we can really hear what's happening here. We'll see. We'll turn the amount all the way up and back to increment. So now we're moving it in a more smooth manner. And I'll make this a little bit longer on the way back because I think it's on the way back now. It should.
Try it with just like 2 or 3 steps, so it's making like really big steps.
Good idea. And the fall is for when it goes back. So let's make this like a whole second. It takes a whole second to get back home. And it's taking about a quarter of a second to get to the next.
Almost like attack and release.
Yeah.
Ish.
It's basically what it is, yeah. How long does it take to make that jump?
Cool.
That can smooth things out, which I guess like with your strum one, right? That sort of makes more sense to have a little bit of movement there instead of just the instant.
Yeah, and as you go smaller amounts of it, then it's less because it was too subtle. It was too subtle when I had it that way. So it kind of snaps faster as you go less and less.
So now we basically have a snap. We're 5 milliseconds is pretty much inaudible. But over here, how far do you let it go? 100? Yeah. Yeah, so it's a very similar idea. It's a cool effect on here because it's like winding down, kind of playing out.
It's almost like the Newton's cradle physics or something.
Yeah. That's something I like to do on my guitar pedals with the tremolo, actually. Like I might hit a chord and then I'll like go down and like slow it down. So it's like as the chord fades out. You can have this do it for you.
Hey, Brian,
Yeah, Glenn.
could you explain those boxes that are at the bottom? The ones right there that you're pointing to?
Yep. So we have a curve. It's all connects to the curve parameter. So when we do our curve, we get that kind of what do you call that? Like exponential
Non-linearity.
Non-linear, yeah. When I click this, it puts a point in the middle. And right now, these two knobs are linked, so they're going to kind of curve together, so you can get those S-type things. But if I unlink it, I can make just the bottom or the top in this case, and then the bottom. So you can kind of do customized sort of things. And this ties into here. You can really like draw whatever you want, I guess. Playing around with the minimum and the maximum.
I could see this being really cool for like volume control stuff too, like to get a swell at the end of like a phrase or something.
This is one of those devices where the imagination comes in. where you think about like, all right, how am I going to do this? Something I've played around with a little bit. If I give you like an instrument rack, let's see what I do for this. Put an instrument rack, and then maybe like doesn't matter what I put in here, I guess, but I don't know, electric we'll put in, and then I'll open the chain here, and let's put meld. Go into like my chain selector, and we can make this distribute ranges equally. Do something like this. Oops, that's what I want. All right, get that right here. So what I've got here is an instrument, kind of a layered instrument. Here's my electric sound. Meld could be so much more exciting. Yeah, just so we can hear the difference. And I can use any of these, really. Maybe I'll just use random, and I'll map this to the chain selector. And now, every time I play a note, or this could be an audio effect rack, where we could do something like that. Let's, again, audio effect rack. We'll put in a chain. What effects do you want? Obvious stuff. Redux is pretty obvious, right? How about dirt and grit? And we'll show the chain again. And
your one knob effects might be good.
You're right. That would be good.
Brian has some really cool one knob effects, you guys, for performance and glitching and stuff.
Let's see. Where are those one knob effects? Here we go. Where are you guys? I forget what's going on in some of these. Right. Underwater sounds fun. We'll select these all. Distribute ranges. Yep, sorry. Gotta first do that, then distribute ranges equally. We can even do the same thing with a little bit of a fade in and out on these. Are these all turned up? Let's make sure they're all turned up to something. Okay. I don't even know what that's going to sound like.
Yeah, good call. You run it through and it's like nothing's happening. What's the deal?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. What could we have this be? Maybe I'll use the slide. So this is going to depend on where on the pad on push I hit. And so like real low on the pad. So with what we've got set up on this expression control now, we're getting a different instrument and a different effect every time. Just one note. And since with push, I got a little wild there. I can change the audio effect with the slide in real time. It's all kinds of glitchy weirdness that way.
Well, it looks like you could play a whole song with just a slide, sliding around on one pad.
You really could. You can modulate the whole effects parameter, yeah. And I could even, this stuff too, it could be modulating other tracks. So we could have these like, let's go to the drum track actually. Just, I don't know, just something that we can really hear, like an auto filter. We'll set it to the exciting DJ version. And so this is the control I'm going to modulate. And I can go into our instrument rack. We'll take, let's make that, Sheesh. Maybe key tracking is where you are on the keyboard, what notes you're playing, high notes, low notes. And then we'll click Control. So now this one, if you listen to the drums, I'll turn this down a little bit. Play a low note, changes the filter. Play a high note, now it's all high passed. Low note, we're getting all that bass. And we're modulating all these effects. Everything can interact. Velocity, I'll map to the echo on the drums. Looks like that was already mapped to something. But, so what is the controlling device here? That, something else I think is playing around with that too. Oh, I know what it was. It was in the clip. I think we had modulated this here, right? Maybe not. Losing track of what's controlling what. But yeah, like all these independent things can be controlled in one place. If you can think of the interactions you want to have. Quite a lot you can do. Do you guys want to take a minute and try to make something weird happen?
Yes.
Yeah? Really anything you want. I guess it might depend a little bit on like your controllers or something. If you happen to have something with slide, that's a really fun one to do because it's very hands-on, like on push. You're just kind of moving your fingers up and down the pads and getting all this different stuff happening. So if you want to, even just using slide to turn up an effect. So maybe you have like a distortion, and you want to have that turn up. So we got like, we take like the pedal or something like that. All these things are getting so crazy. I'm going to turn this off for now. And we can use like slide. Is anything not used? Here we go. So slide or pressure. A lot of keyboards have pressure, like aftertouch. I can map this to the gain on this. Maybe let's make something more obvious. So as I there it is, just more action happening. You can really get it so that you really feel like your keyboards are responding to you as you're playing.
If anybody has a machine drum pad, those have aftertouch, so you can do a lot of this stuff. I'm pretty sure most of them do.
Yeah, pressure and aftertouch are kind of used interchangeably in live and a lot of these different devices. So if you see aftertouch or pressure, usually talking about the same thing. Would you like, 10 minutes, play around? And then we can come back, meet up again, and ask questions, or if you want to show what you got. Yeah, just fool around and see what you can make. See if you can find any cool connections. And we'll come back in 10 minutes.